Because my intro, BCB baby, don't forget that baby. Don't forget, I can get the baby.
I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come on videos. I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come on videos. You want murder me.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name is nosy B. nosy B baby, don't forget that baby. Hey.
Oh, she's still going. Oh.
Okay, so today I have. Are you telling me to shush? You know what? Apparently, I'm supposed to keep my voice down because the baby is asleep. So if I'm whispering, excuse me, Mom.
Thank you for welcoming me back on your channel. I'm so excited to be back. Hey y'all. Yeah.
I'm tired. For those of you guys who don't know, this is Mishelle.
Hey.
And if you did not see the previous video I did with Mishelle, it was the pregnant in Korea video, and I will put like a little eye here. So I guess watch that first, so you can get to know her a little bit, and then come back here. We're going to be doing a pregnancy update. Well, not really a pregnancy update. It's like a post-labor update. She's been a mommy for...
Oh, Lord. 8 wonderful weeks.
8 weeks. So she has her baby. So
Yeah.
I asked you guys to ask a couple questions. I'm going to ask her a couple questions. But before we start the video, I do have to do a little disclaimer. I feel like this is common knowledge, but people just, I don't know. People just feel like when they get on the internet, they can say whatever to whoever. So the last time we did this video, those of you who commented on the video know who you are. You decided to be very invasive and very disrespectful to her, which I don't tolerate because this is my channel. However, she's a guest on my channel. So you cannot come to her making little comments, talking to her sideways, because I'll run up on you. I will find you. Do not come in my comment section acting up, because if you act up, I will block you. I will delete your comment, and then I will turn the comments off on this video. You get one chance. And for those of you who are completely oblivious, questions pertaining to the father were being asked, and when I asked people to stop, they got offended. How are you getting offended when you're being invasive and rude? I don't understand. So I'm very protective of my friends. I'm very protective of her. And if you come into my comment section making assumptions, asking more than you need to know about the situation, then I'm shutting it down. Also, the video was about being pregnant in Korea. Men are not pregnant. Do they contribute to the pregnancy? Yes, unfortunately they're needed to reproduce. However, the video was about a pregnant mother in Korea, and people felt like it was their place to pull up and ask other questions. And if you're offended, log off. Unsubscribe, do whatever you need to do, but that's that. That's the last thing to say about this. And yeah, and this is exciting. And she has this wonderful little bundle of joy.
Yes, he's awesome.
He's sleeping, so no, you guys will not see him. But how do you feel? How does it feel to be a new mommy?
It's awesome. It really is. I've always wanted to be a mom, so
How many kids did you want to have?
Well, you know, in the beginning, I wanted to have 10 kids. However, after having one, I'm okay with one. I'm really okay with having one. You know,
actually,
sometimes I have moments where I'm like, I don't want him to be alone, but he's only 8 weeks. He's not alone. He got me. I got him. Like, one is okay.
Let's start with the main question, the burning question everybody has. Is your baby Korean?
So no. The way it works in Korea is if both parents are American, then the baby is automatically American. So he does have a Korean birth certificate, which is super cool, because he was born in Korea, but he is a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so that's for everyone who's thinking he's half Korean. He's not half Korean. He's full black, and he's also Black American. So just to clear that up, maybe we should like break it down to the point where it's like people understand how it works. So you go to the doctor, you find out you're pregnant, and then like what are the next steps after that?
So pretty much you go to the doctor, you find out you're pregnant. They have you on these monthly, then bi-weekly, then weekly visits. They're checking your vitals, your hemoglobin. They're making sure your iron is good. You gotta do this, like all these different tests, sonograms. Pretty easy, simple, straightforward. And you create this birthing plan. Now, you guys don't know me. However, I am in love with Google. I Google my life. Okay? Why are these lights so bright? I'm gonna Google it. So I literally Googled everything down from actual birthing plan, you know, other people's birthing plans, to making my own birthing plans and tailoring it to me. And it was great. I felt confident. I talked to my doctor. I let her know what I wanted, and we was like, all right.
What kind of questions did they ask you?
So they asked, like, if you're having a boy, do you want him circumcised or uncircumcised? They asked how you want to deliver the baby. However, they push you to do natural birth unless they have to do a C-section. So they, you know, what do you want to do? You don't really have many options here in Korea, because there was a lot of things that I was interested in. Lotus birth, food, like what do you want to eat? I had an option of Korean food or American food. I chose Korean food. People in the room, they ask you, you know, who do you want in the room? So Koreans are very specific and detailed, and they follow a one track. Here in Korea, it's like your husband needs to be in the room. And for my case, I don't have a husband. So it was like, well, I don't know who I wanted to be in the room. However, you know, I had to figure it out and let them know. But they were really like, well, no, nobody else can be in the room. But no, I need people in the room. Especially with cutting the umbilical cord. That's what the main issue was. But who's going to cut the umbilical cord? I had to ask special permission just to have my sister cut the umbilical cord, because she was, you know, it's not my husband.
Let's see. How was your hospital experience?
So
labor and whatnot.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I chose to have my baby here in Korea for numerous of reasons. One of them being it's way cheaper here. The best feeling about this whole experience was being able to pay literally for everything when I was leaving the hospital, and not put a dent in my account, not have to eat ramen for a whole week, and just not have any debt. Apparently in America, having children puts you in debt. So it was a really great feeling. However, the experience was bittersweet. In Korea, Koreans don't really have good bedside manner because unfortunately they're not taught on how to be kind and go the extra mile for patient care. It's their job, they do their job, and that's it.
Exactly, nothing more.
I'm sleeping at 2 a.m. They need to check my blood pressure. They're flipping on lights. They're pulling me up, trying to check my blood pressure, and forbid me to have to just take a little longer. They're literally pulling my arm to check my blood pressure. They don't do things like the States would do with changing the sheets. One story was I asked the lady to change the sheets and she got upset. I came back to the room and my cell was on the floor because she was upset because that's not her job. It's not her job description. And she was really upset about it. Using my little Korean that I had, she came, I went in, I talked to her about it. She came in, gave me a whole new bedspread. But it was just, why do I have to tell you this? Pretty much by the time I checked out, the hospital staff asked, hey, you know, how was your experience? And I, you know, expressed my concerns and let her know the differences and stuff. And she, pretty much her comment was, well, you know, in the States, you pay that much money because you're paying for patient care. I feel like I shouldn't have to pay you to be kind.
Exactly.
But because I've been here for so long, I understand the Koreans and how they operate. It's a job. And so, yeah, that's what I got. But it wasn't bad at all. Would I do it again? Yes. I sacrificed, you know, close friends and family being here. But I would definitely do it again because financially it was like the best investment I made.
Now that I've asked those questions, I can lead into subscriber questions because they lead into those. So we answered the question from Condi X. We kind of answered your question already about whether or not the baby will be considered Korean. But wasn't he Korean for like the first, like not technically Korean, but he wasn't American until you brought him to the embassy?
The embassy, yeah. So
explain
the
that
baby is not officially American until you get his papers. You apply at the embassy for his passport. His passport is so cute.
So my Raised Me 4787 asked specifically about daycare assistance, but Mishelle wants to elaborate on that because
Korea does have an assistance program. However, not even because I'm a foreigner, according to Korean standards, I make too much money here, so I wasn't able to take advantage of the programs that they had. But what they do is they do give you money for doctor visits. So once your doctor says you're pregnant, you take the statement, you go to the bank, and they give you a mom card, which is really cute. And you can use it to pay for your doctor visits, or you can use it to pay for the birth. But it really does come in handy.
So is it it's $500 per month, or just $500 for your pregnancy?
So it's $500 for the whole pregnancy, and if you're having twins, I believe it's $700. And all you have to do is just register. It's for anybody, foreigners, Koreans. It's for anybody.
Being an American, the comparison between Korean hospital costs and American hospital costs are like substantial, right? Like
it is. And the best part, I mean, being in a hospital is not cool, but the best part of having to rush to the ER at 3 o'clock in the morning and only having to pay $10.
Mm-hmm.
You know, versus that's a $300 bill in America. You know, so it's little things like that is just like, okay. Because don't get me wrong, I've had my moments where I'm just like, I should be home. I miss my mom. I miss my family. But then going to the ER and having to pay only $10 is like, it makes it worth it. Mm-hmm. It makes it worth it.
She had another question. Aside from the bad hospital experience, watch the other video. Like I said, it should be the eye on the screen. Aside from the bad hospital experience, how was the overall prenatal care?
My doctor was awesome. She was patient. She was really kind. She was more excited for me than I was. So she was really good. The doctor was really good. She made sure, I was eating. She made sure I was, exercising and just taking care of myself.
She's available. She was
really available.
What time was that? That was like, we must have been up 5 or 6 a.m. We had rushed to the hospital, and Mishelle just said, call my doctor. And we got her on the line, and she just kind of reassured her she was okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're in Daegu, I recommend Hyosu Hospital.
The last question, how are you doing? Are you okay mentally / emotionally? She says, my sister had a little bit of postpartum depression, so how are you?
I'm great. I think now I've reached the point where I can say I am genuinely great. Like, I'm happy. I have a great support system here, and I have a good, my family and friends from back home are always calling, always checking in on me. Here, people are always here. They're over. They come and get the baby if I need. I didn't really have to struggle with postpartum. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, will you teach your child Korean and immerse them in Korean culture? Which I think.
So, that was my initial plan. I wanted to stay here in Korea until he was about 1. Maybe 1, 2, to get him into, learning the Korean, learning about the culture and stuff, because it's a great culture, guys. Like, it's a really good culture. Not unfortunately, but I'm going back home earlier than expected, which is great because, I'll be around family and friends as well. Me personally, I am going to teach him some of the basic Korean stuff. I have some Korean shows. I have a lot of Korean friends and friends that speak Korean. When they're around him, they speak Korean to him. So I am going to keep that up. He does have a Korean name, which is just awesome. His Korean name is Taeho, which means huge tiger, because he was huge when he was born. So yeah, definitely, this is part of him. This is, he may not actually be a Korean citizen, but this is where he was born, and I think this is something that for years to come we're going to bond over. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And
how is the maternity ward? I think we answered that. But
the maternity ward,
did they really have one? Like, they did. Okay, well, let's talk about the difference between what you did compared to what Korean people usually do, because you kept your baby in the room.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so really quick, I was supposed to have a natural birth. Because the baby was bigger than expected, and I was further along than I was, they wasn't sure if a natural birth would be safe. So I ended up trying to be induced. I went into the doctor on Monday at 9 o'clock for my appointment, and she told me I need to be back at 1 o'clock for a C-section. I thought my life was over. Shout out to my sister who was here, because She had the patience of an angel. It was just like, I thought life was ending. Like literally, because this is not how I imagined my perfect birthing plan. Guys, there is no perfect birthing plan. There is none. Throw it out the window. Due to the high level of stress that I was under, I ended up getting put under. One, because they couldn't get the epidural in, and it was just better for me to just go under. So he was born. He was great, healthy, happy. In Korea, C-sections, you have to stay in the hospital from 6 to 7 days. In America, standard 2 days and you're gone. So I was here. You have an option of keeping the baby in the nursery or keeping the baby in your room. So I chose to keep the baby in my room. One, because he's my baby. Like, I don't want to be separated, you know. But the rule is, if you decide to keep the baby in the room, the baby has to stay in the room. Like, that's it. There's no giving back. There's like, no, I changed my mind. This is where the difference becomes. When I hear a maternity word, I think of babies crying, nurses running around, you know, taking care of babies, diapers. It wasn't that at all. It was quiet as a mouse. There were no babies.
Zero. Zilch.
Babies. I was
Nada.
the only person that had my baby. And the floor was packed. I talked about being there for 6 days. 6 days with one bathroom on the floor. There was only one bathroom on the entire floor of pregnant women with their families, their husbands, people staying with them. One bathroom.
Oh, everyone was using the bathroom.
Everyone. There was
Even
a line.
guests.
There was a line.
A line?
Like, I had to plan it out when I was going to use the bathroom. Don't get me wrong, the bathroom was nice. They had like a little hair salon to wash your hair.
Well, the day that I was there, when I went downstairs, that's where all the people were. You want to see people pressed up against a glass.
Yes.
Who wants to see their baby through a glass? I don't.
And
what year
not
are we
only
in?
just that.
What year are we in?
You can only see a baby 3 times a day.
Yeah.
That was one of the main reasons why I didn't want. Because, you know, in America, they have the windows and they have, but you can go see the baby anytime. Here, there was only 3 times a day you can go see the baby. So the nursery was on the 3rd floor. I was on the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take the elevator up and down, like maybe about, depending on how many times the baby wanted to eat, up and down to get diapers, to get milk, to pretty much care for my baby. I had to go up and down this elevator. He was in the room the whole entire time, which was good. He's a great baby, y'all.
He's so happy. He's a very happy baby.
He is such, ooh, that's my baby. I had my sister, so her being there was just like amazing.
Yeah,
it
her
was like
sister
the best
was
help
awesome.
ever.
Do they treat foreigners equally? You think they treat Koreans the same way they treat you?
So here's the thing, guys, about Koreans. As I mentioned before, I'm not married, right? However, I got a nice ring that I wore, and I'm telling my doctor that I had a husband.
You had a ring you were wearing? You were wearing a ring to these doctor's appointments?
Because in Korea, you have to be married to have a baby. Like literally. Literally, how? How did you have this baby? How did you come about? You know, that's their culture. I'm not gonna knock them for their culture. 2018, but hey, that's you know, that's your culture. One of my Korean friends actually made a suggestion, and she was like, well, let's just get a ring. And so I got a ring, and it wasn't until my last doctor's appointment I said to her, she asked me if my husband was coming, and I said to her, you know, Dr. Choi, I'm not married. And she was like she was really hurt that I lied to her. She was like, why?
She was shook.
And I explained to her, I'm like, you know, your culture is X, Y, and Z, and the pressure that I was getting because I'm not married, and you know, you guys changing up, you know how you treat people. I said I didn't want to have to go through that. And she was just like, oh my God, I wish you would have told me. I wouldn't have treated you differently. She was just like, you're so awesome, and the baby's awesome, and it doesn't, she's like reassuring me. So yeah, so it wasn't bad. But yeah, so they do kind of treat foreigners differently.
How is she adapting? Will she stay in Korea if she does? She have any concerns about bringing up a child in the country where most people not look like her, wishing her the very best? So that's from Moonlight, and I mumbled most of that only because we already answered this. So we answered the question. She is going home soon. How are you adapting to being a mommy and being a mommy abroad without like your family?
You know, it's great. It is good. Just being home with him, you know, it is good. Adapting to Korea, they're not stroller friendly. And Koreans like to wear the baby carriers. I don't like it. He's heavy. He's 8 weeks already, weighing at 15, almost 16 pounds. He's heavy. Shout out to all the Koreans that have been helping me, especially that day I went to Seoul in the embassy and they had no elevators.
Now I have some questions. Do you have any regrets from choosing to stay in Korea to have your baby? Do you have any regrets staying in Korea as long as you have since you've had him?
No. No regrets. Like I said before, if I were to do it again, I would. Mm-hmm. It's actually been the best experience. I think it made me a stronger person, much stronger person, because there are moments where I thought I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through it. I had more pregnancy. I was more depressed during pregnancy than I am now. Just because it was tough, y'all.
And you're worried, and you're
anxious.
And so what happens when he comes? Will I have this? I'll be able to do that. First time mom.
Like, it all boils down to support. Like, literally, I think if I didn't have the support that I have, and maybe it would have been a different experience. Because I've met some women that don't have the support, you know, and I've talked to them. I made a little baby friend group.
You have a baby friend group?
I do.
Where's this baby? What's this?
Like,
where you get baby friends from?
I have. Ever since the last video, I've had people come to me and tell me I'm pregnant and asked. And at first, I was
skeptical.
I was skeptical. I was scared. But I feel like God has given me this gift. You know, I'm here. He's given me this experience. You know, it's true what they say. My test is my testimony. Like, this is my testimony. And I'm going to share it with the world. I'm going to share it with the people that are here, because it really was hard, y'all. Like, you know. But
oh no, she's getting emotional. Oh my god.
But no, for real though. But it was good. You're so stupid.
Give us a tissue. So you're not a part of these groups on Facebook, but for those who, do you know the name of any of the groups?
I know there's breastfeeding in Korea, moms in Korea, first time moms in Korea. There's all these groups on Facebook that I did not know about, that apparently know about me.
Listen, that last video, it made its rounds, and I'd like to thank everyone who shared it.
A lot of people have reached out and just, you know, either to support, either to encourage, either to ask questions. It's crazy that you don't really realize how many people are pregnant here and are alone. I've even offered some of my support groups to these people so they can have a support. So, yeah.
You said that it was cheaper to have a baby here. Did you say how much it was?
So, according to a couple of my friends, it's about $5,000 or $7,000 minimum to have a baby in the States.
And here, how much did you pay with including
here,
your
including, if I had to include all the doctor visits, all the post-pregnancy visits, everything, I would say about $3,000.
Okay. So compare that, it's like half the price.
You know, and if you want to take $500 away from, that's the government gave me that. You know, so it's worth it.
The baby, how do his checkups work?
Oh my god. This is the difference between America and Korea, y'all. First, you have to weigh the baby. You have to weigh your own baby. I'm gonna put that out there. You have to weigh your own baby. And there's this little silver scale that everybody's putting their little baby on. And I'm sorry, babies are dirty. Everybody's putting a little dirty baby on this scale. The scale is filthy. So here I am, you know, because I'm a fabulous mom. Take out my little blanket and I lay the blanket down. I'm getting dirty stares. I don't care because I don't want my baby on this dirty
that everybody's
thing.
baby has been on. And there's no sanitation whatsoever.
Right. So I weigh the baby. You go see the doctor. Maybe I don't know what doctor visits are supposed to consist of. But my baby doctor visits are 2 minutes. She checks his ear. She checks his breathing. And that's it.
Okay, if anyone in the comment section
knows how a doctor visits are supposed to go for infants, please.
Definitely. If they're 2 minutes, like, we want to know.
So she checks him. She says he's okay. I'm like, okay. And then I go downstairs where there's all these crying babies because they're getting their shots. which is like the most heartbreaking part. So he doesn't cry. And the first time he cried, my whole heart just stopped. Because I was just like, he doesn't cry.
How often does he go for visits?
So unlike the States, I think you go every 6 weeks. We only been twice. So we went first month, second month, and then we go again third month and fourth month. The shots are different. I wish he was up so I could show you guys his shots. It's like 18 dots.
Yeah.
And it's when everybody sees it, they're like, oh my God, what's wrong with him? What is it? Mostly Americans, when they see it, somebody calls them the Killmonger shots.
Breastfeeding versus formula.
Oh,
are you a breastfeeding mama?
So, I got tricked. My birthing plan, I wanted skin to skin. I wanted baby to find a nipple for himself and latch on and get the milk. Right? No. First of all, C-section, because I went under, I missed out on that skin to skin period, which made me so depressed because he has to eat. They said he had to eat within 6 hours, and I saw him maybe close to 7 to 8 hours. That's when I finally was awake and saw him. So he had already had a bottle of formula. I felt like there was no turning back. The lactation nurse was horrible. 2 weeks later, I ended up in the hospital in the ER because I had an infection. I had a clogged duct, and it was horrible because my milk just wasn't flowing. I didn't know how to use the breast pump. So the first couple of days that he was there, he was getting formula. As soon as I came home, my sister made this shake, and milk was flowing out everywhere, and I took him off of formula. Breastfeeding is hard as hell.
After seeing your experience, I'm shook. I'm like, do I even want to have a baby?
As my doctor would explain it, she said it's worse than labor. Everybody explains it as worse than labor, breastfeeding. It is. He latched on, but because he was getting the fast flow of the bottle from the formula, milk wasn't producing fast enough for him to take. And I was really down because he would just sit there and just lay there with the nipple in his mouth, but he wasn't drinking. Googling big booby nipples and breastfeeding. I talked to other moms who breastfed and had similar experiences, and it made me feel a little bit better, but it still wasn't enough. It was still just like, no. I invested in breastfeeding. I started breastfeeding with pumping, express pumping. So it's called express pumping. I literally pump about 5 to 8 times a day. I am a human walking cow pumping machine. Yeah, it's intense. I'm gonna be honest, the reason why I'm breastfeeding is because it's free.
Exactly, it's 10 times cheaper. It's free.
So, but breastfeeding is tough. But it does get better. It does. And it's worth it.
Start with the difficult mommy moments so that we can move into the happy mommy moments.
Lord.
Top 3 most difficult moments, or top 3 most scary moments, or however you want to classify it, just where you were just like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm confused, like, how do I do this?
Breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding. What else? So yeah, I dropped my baby.
What? You dropped the baby?
Yeah. I didn't drop the baby. The baby rolled off the bed.
That happens.
That
happens, baby.
And I had to call my friend, and she has a baby, and she's like, it's okay, it happens. No, somebody told me, finding your mom, and I'm like, no, the baby rolled off the bed.
No, you're not a mom if the baby doesn't roll off the bed. And some babies roll under the bed.
Yeah,
sometimes people can't find the babies. They wake up in the middle of the night, like, where's my child? And it's under the bed. Yeah, you haven't heard about that?
No.
Yeah, no. You're lucky that the baby didn't roll under the bed. You found him. He was on the floor.
You're good. I'm not doing so bad after.
Listen. Okay, so you have breastfeeding, dropped the baby. Something that was hard.
Baby acne is common. Actually, I had a friend call me today about it. My baby broke out. It started like a little rash, big rash, all here, and then his whole back. And I'm freaking out. They tell you not to wash the baby, so I'm not washing the baby often. Baby needs to be clean. Eventually, somebody said use breast milk, cold breast milk, and it works wonders. So if your baby is suffering from baby acne, cold breast milk on a cotton swab, on a rag, or anything, and just literally dab the body with it. And Aquaphor.
Okay, so I think that makes 3. How about the moments where you realized, I got this? Like, when you finally felt confident in being a mom?
Breastfeeding with one hand and feeding the baby in another. Literally. I mean, like, I'm pumping, and I got my arm outstretched with the bottle, feeding the baby. traveling. And at first, the stroller was difficult going. I live on the 3rd floor with no elevator. So, in the beginning, I was leaving the baby upstairs, bringing everything downstairs, coming back up the stairs to get him, and then going back down the stairs. Now, we all go down together. So, I still struggle a little bit with the bathing. It's just real slippery, you know.
How about when you take him out? How do Koreans react to the baby? Little baby.
I'm gonna give you the video so you can actually put the video on.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my god,
so
please do. Okay, you got a video. You got a video.
Because Koreans love babies in general. Like, they don't care if it's a black baby, Asian baby, green, blue baby. They love babies, period. And they're very inquisitive and curious, you know. And so I have my baby wrapped up in a car seat, and they're literally trying to get into the car seat.
Oh, I saw that video.
To see what he looked like. And I literally just sat there and recorded them because it was hilarious because I wasn't going to open it. I've had people that walk past me and literally lean back to see what the baby look like. Or just to see the baby. You know, they get so excited. Koreans like to make the sound, and every time they see him, they're making this sound. I don't mean any harm. I don't let them touch him. Some people get offended about it. Like, no, you can't touch him. I'm sorry. You know, and I know how to say don't touch a baby in Korean, so I'm able to say it to them, and they first of all they get shocked. They're shook that I speak Korean.
Right? They're like, wait, she's speaking in Korean. Hold on, let
and
me
then
register
it's
what she's saying.
oh wait, she's speaking in Korean, and
she's
she's telling me not to touch the baby. And they're like, oh, you know, so they're saying they're sorry in Korean, but then they're still looking. They're like, oh, he's so cute, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
She's real like, no, you can't touch a baby, which is how it should be because you know babies are prone to germs and you don't know where people's hands have been.
It's real. The Koreans, they love him when they see him. Not to say he has a Korean name, he has a whole Korean family. So yeah.
Warnings / advice for new mommies. I know you had a lot to say. Like what's some?
This feels so good. I've been a mom for 8 weeks. I just want to point that out. Like, I'm an educator. I've been dealing with babies. I've been teaching and stuff like that. But there's something that is so much different when it's your baby. You first of all, you forget everything you've learned. You forget everything. I used to work in a nursery with babies. You forget all of that because now it's your baby. So it feels good to be able to help other people. It feels good to be able to give advice, you know, from my own experiences, you know, ask for help. That's like one of the biggest things I struggle with asking for help. I've gotten better. Ask for help. Take a break. I felt bad the first time I left my baby with somebody, and I kept calling, I kept texting, and I was like, I'm going to come back and come get him. And she was like, no, you're fine, go to sleep. I didn't sleep until the next morning, but it's okay. You know, surround yourself with women who have gone through what you've gone through. Make sure you eat. I've made plenty of times that I've forgotten to eat. Build your support up. Like if you have, especially if you're a single mom, support is the key. Whether it's friends that haven't had kids, and, you know, lean on everybody that you have because you're going to need it. And I think, like I said before, I know that I would not have gotten through this without God and the people that He put in my life during this time. I've lost friends, but I've gained a whole, like it's true when they say it takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to support a mom. And if you have friends that are moms, reach out to them, make sure they're doing okay, because it really goes a long way.
I feel like we've talked about everything. I hope we have, but if we have not, once again, leave it in the comment section below. If you have any other questions, I'll try to get Mishelle in the comment section answering the questions. Another warning that if you come and you try it,
Don't
try
try
me,
it,
try her, try anyone. One, you're going to hear about on my Instagram, Snapchat, and on my YouTube thing. And also, I'm just going to turn off the comments because this is supposed to be a respectful space, an open space, a positive space, uplifting space, and I don't want any negativity here.
And if you turn off the comments, honestly, if you turn off the comments, you're blocking somebody else's blessing.
Exactly.
I'm going to be so honest.
People have to jump through hoops to find you.
Yeah. And not only just me, but just anybody in general, because it's true. You never know who's going through what you're going through and who you can help with, you know. So just say the drama for your mama. Okay? I'm sure your mama's always say, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So keep that in mind.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you, Mishelle.
You're welcome, honey.
Thank you for just sharing and being so vulnerable. Don't let you know how proud I am of you.
Oh, thank you.
She's come so far, guys. I don't understand. Like, she was so like worried, and now I see her. She has a baby in one hand. She's like juggling this in the other hand. So anyways, thank you again. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. #, support the man them. And as always, it's a peace and it's love and good vibes. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
I got a pump, girl.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. You a murder.